Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Let's Play Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Sorry, I got distracted there because my phone went off. Today we are going to be following Team Aqua here to Mount Pyre, I believe it's called. It's like Pyre. It's essentially like the equivalent of Gen 1, right? Like the Lavender Town sort of Pokemon graveyard aesthetic. But the next couple episodes here are going to have a large focus on Team Aqua. They're going to be causing a ruckus here. So I'm sure I'll call this one Mount Pyre or whatever it's called. And then maybe the next one will be like Team Aqua Shenanigans Part 1, Part 2. Something along those lines. But with that being said, being as we have to deal with the shenanigans, we all know there's enough shenanigans going around. We don't need more shenanigans to deal with. What do we need to put up with this team's hooligan shenanigans? A soda pop, folks. That's what we need. But here we go. Let's surf out. Surf's up, dog. If you've never seen the movie Surf's Up, I highly recommend you go and check it out. It is, it's a movie. It's about penguins who learn to surf, and there's a guy named Chicken Joe. I know it's only a minute or so in, but if you've made it this far in the episode, drop Chicken Joe down in the comments below. And with that being said, I'm glad that I made a funny comment like that, because, like I said, I always appreciate any likes, comments, and things of that nature, but this week especially, I believe the week that this comes out is like a week prior. Yeah, after this episode, I will be in Texas on some work obligation stuff. So if I'm not getting back to any comments, if you're commenting on videos and I'm not, getting back to you or anything like that, please don't feel like that's the status quo. I'm sure those who typically comment on videos will tell you that I get back within like 2 days. I'm usually commenting, if not that day. But I like to be fairly responsive with everybody who spends time watching the videos and shows appreciation for them. But like I said, with this week especially, I'm out of town. I won't have access to like all my YouTube stuff, and then throughout the day from like 7 a.m. till like 6 p.m. I'll be in work meetings across the country, so please bear with me as the channel goes through that week of trying times. It should be a week, maybe a week and a half, with flights and everything, maybe 2 weeks, but that's why we get ahead, right? And I think here I show like the full first floor of Mount Pyre, and then I just cut to like the end of the third floor. I think there's 3 or 4 floors. Might cut to the end of the 4th floor, because then we have to go up on a mountain and start battling Team Aqua and things like that. Like it's just a lot of stuff going on, so. I think it's easier to focus on one floor, and you guys kind of get the idea of what that looks like, and then we can progress. And this pig, man. This pig is one of the most annoying battles we have had to date in the game. Excuse me. Yeah, we are just not doing enough damage, and it's going to continuously try to heal here, which is really annoying. I get why it does that, like that's a good strategy for the Pokemon that it is, but that's fairly aggravating to deal with. Oh, excuse me, that was a good one. let's see. Yeah, I'm eventually, yeah, I switch out here. It's just, it's too much. You know, eventually you have to call it quits. There we go, wipe him out. Get some level up. Red Stag leveling up as well. Always good, always good. This guy. I don't like this guy. Out of all the Pokemon in this generation, this one really bugs me for whatever reason. I'm not quite sure why, but I'm not a fan of him. I think all the other Pokemon are like pretty decent, but he just for whatever reason gets, I don't know, not a big fan of him. Yeah, like I said, we'll have this battle here, and then we'll cut to like the top of the everything going on here, which I think is the more interesting aspect of it, everything going on top. That's just me, but let's see, and let's open another soda pop as we're approaching the halfway mark here. Sableye. Sableye is an interesting Pokemon. Not one that, like, I particularly hate, but interesting is probably the right word. It's just, like, confusing to go up against. I'm sure that makes sense to all of you, but I don't know. I could see it. I guess I could understand how it could be confusing. If that makes any sense. I'm sure it does. But here we are. We are up now past those battles. We're up at the top of the mountain. Sorry, I'm setting all my alarms for tomorrow. I tend to turn them off here on the weekends. And not that I get up at like a ridiculous time. Like my internal clock usually gets me up around like 8 o'clock, but for work I need to get up around 6:30 if I want to spend time with the dog and get a quick lift in. So here we go, back to it. We're battling some Team Aqua grunts. Let's take them down one at a time here. A Grimer, of course. Luckily we got Red Stag out there, but Red Stag's out of Mist Ball, which is our main thing to deal with Grimer. I would say, like, Red Stag, this might be a hot take, but for being a Psychic Dragon type, it's really lacking in Psychic moves. Like, at this point, I mean, what level is it? 38? Is that what that says? Yeah, 38. You think it would learn something. Psy Wave, Psy Beam, maybe not full-blown Psychic, but I mean, Mist Ball? I need a move with more than 5 PP to get me through a good chunk of time. Like, 10 is okay. But 5? 5 is ridiculous. And I think the game knows it. I think it does it intentionally because it knows how good its stats are. That it gives you like a cap out move like that to sort of make up for it, but I mean, come on, then don't give me the legendary Pokemon, if that's the case, right? It's just so aggravating, because I mean, it still does well. It's not like it's really struggling here, but I mean, that's just aggravating to deal with. Like, you're giving me a legendary Pokemon, but treating it like a slap on the wrist for giving it to me. It's like, then why give it to the player? Against Mightyena, let's use Sky Uppercut. I know the accuracy is a little bit lower on Sky Uppercut, but we usually don't miss. Watch, the Elite Four comes around, we lose our whole freaking team because of it. That's how it goes sometimes. But here we go, we better heal up before this guy. And it stinks, yeah, I got that max potion there, but I bought a bunch of full heals or full restores or whatever they're called. Thinking like, oh, we're approaching like that end of the game. I better start getting some better stuff, but honestly, I think it makes more sense to have like a bunch of not even like hyper potions, but like super potions, and then like really high end full heals like that we could just throw a super potion at the problem if we need to. But then we have the full heals, so I think following like the next couple episodes, I'm going to spend a good chunk of time at the stores getting exactly what we need. But if you ever played this generation before, you also know that like we're coming up to a point in time where department stores are going to become available where like a lot of TMs are for sales. So we might be spending a good chunk of money on TMs and things like that I find as well. Here we go with the old Mightyena. Golbat's coming out. Let's give Tito some experience. I haven't seen Tito a whole lot this episode, but Tito's pretty cool. Look at him evolve now. With the little dragonfly thing. And Rock Slide should be pretty effective. And hopefully the audio this week is pretty good. It's probably going to be the same layout next week, so if it's not good, hopefully you let me know way ahead of time. But like I said, with me just trying to be a little bit quieter, if anything, I just have neighbors that are really close and want to start off on the right foot, not screaming average Joe soda pop stuff in the middle of the night. So hopefully the audio has been pretty good, but if not, drop that in the comments below and I can adjust it. But like I said, with me going to Dallas, Texas, like I'm 2 weeks ahead on everything, so it might take 2 weeks to fix the audio issues if there are audio issues, which is why it would be nice to know, if the problem's there ahead of time, but I'm sure you would have pointed it out by now. Here we are, we're going on with Archie. He's just chatting it up. He'll be my opponent, of course he will. And yeah, this is the last episode before we end it all here. It's just against the Sharpedo, this tough guy, but with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you like this episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff is greatly motivational for myself and continuing to make videos just like this now and in the near future. We'll be playing this series here, Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And like I said, I'm trying to keep it between like that sweet spot, like 10 and 15 minutes. This one ran a couple minutes over, but I don't think it ran 1 minute exactly over. But I don't think that's that bad. At max, we're going to try and keep them to about 20 minutes here, just so that way, you know, they can stay engaging. We're only hitting like the highlights of the generations. But yeah, that's going to be here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Mondays and Wednesdays we'll be playing Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I know for that one, as far as gameplay is going, we are so far out in advanced, so please feel free to check that one out. And if you like it, please drop it some love. It took a lot of time for me to go through and really like grind that game, but I feel like I've got it in a good stable state now, and I've got enough episodes pre-recorded that I feel really happy with it. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, those are the 2 Let's Plays going on. If you like this episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and we hope to see you all here in the next one. Until then, as always, peace out, Girl Scout.